Your crafty chums, and for today's inspiration, we are going to, well, I am, you can join in too if you want to. I'm going to make a stamp bound album, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I have lots of pastel coloured cards. And I bought them dirt cheap, and then I've got, it's not really my type of thing when I make cards. I prefer crafts cardstock or black or white. Pastels just don't really work with them, to be honest. So what do I do with them? I bought them cheap, I don't want to throw them away. So I'm going to make a stamp bound envelope album. Come to the table and I'll garble my way through it for you, okay? Table, look. Okay, I can't really see if you can see this, but we'll give it a go anyway. What you will need is, I've prepared some here, and I've got four. I've got 4 cards. And my cards are, I think they're 7x5 or something like that. But that doesn't matter because your cards will probably be a different size to mine. So what you need to do is make yourself a template so you can make sure that you punch the holes and everyone is in the same place. To do that, you need to divide your length by 5. And then whatever the length is by 5, you will go in before you make your first hole. So you'll have 4 holes. You'll go in, hole, in, hole, in, hole. So mine ended up being 3 5/8 for the length of the card I had. So I went in 3 5/8, made a hole. Next hole 3 5/8, next hole 3 5/8, next hole 3 5/8. And I've got now my template for the others that I did. And you'll just my template for the others that I did. What you'll need to do next is get your scoreboard. Made your template for your holes. Get your scoreboard, and what you need to do is score 1/2 inch in to make your whatever it is. What's it called? To make your little bit that goes on the inside. So this bit here, which will be, I don't know, I can't remember. I used to know what it was called, but I can't remember right. 1/2 inch in, score both sides, fold it down. And this is what you've got. You end up with this. Looks like this. Okay, so this is your card. You've got your 1/2 inch there, and this is what you'll be punching your holes in, is this 1/2 inch there. Okay. Okay. So just mark your 1/2 inches. 1/2 inches? 1/2 inches. So just mark here, halfway between your 1/2 inch, so at 1/4 inch, maybe. So it'll be 1/4 inch, and you'll just mark your holes in. Then you'll get whatever punch you have, and I'm using the 3/16. Did I? Can't remember what I used. No, I used the smaller one. Use the 1/8 inch. And you go in 1/4 inch, so I've got my setting at 1/4 inch. There. 1/4 inch. Get to your hole. Can't see, can you see? Can't see whether you can see. I can't wait to get my video camera. So you go in your 1/4 of an inch, make your hole, 1/4 of an inch, make a hole. So you've got your 4 holes evenly spaced from the top, the bottom and in between. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps and 4 holes. Just pop this to one side. What you do next is what you're going to do is you're going to have, well, what I did is that I left this so that it would be open like that. I made a little pocket of this one here, so like that. This is open like that, and the last one is a pocket there. So you make your mats to go onto your cards. So you've got, each card will have scored at 1/2 inch in from the edge, and then you've done your evenly spaced holes, 4 holes. You're going to make your little mat from each of your design papers and attach it to the card base. Making sure that you don't hinge. That was the word I was looking for earlier on that I couldn't find, hinge. Make sure you don't go into your hinge because you need to be able to move it like that. So with this one here, and for extra strength, what I've also done is I've put some tape down the middle of the hinge, not into the holes. And then just put it together like that, just to strengthen the hinge, just to give it a little bit more strength as you go through. Put in some little half pockets there, and I have an instructional video on how to do that, and I'll put a link on here to link you to the instructions to make the pockets. So this one here is a large pocket with a tag, and what I did for that is broke my hole punch on it. Don't know how I managed that, but when I matted and punched the hole, I broke my hole punch, so I had to cut it by hand. So it's a little bit rough, but it's not impossible to do it by hand. So what you do is, on the middle of the hinge, is you put some tape down, like we did on the pink one there. I put tape there, 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 there and there, and then just closed it for the hinge. I'm now going to put tape on 2 sides, which is the outside and the bottom. Just the outside and the bottom. I've already got tape on the hinge. You don't need to tape this closed here because the hinge will hold it closed. Pop that over, and there you've made your little pocket. Or actually it's a large pocket. And then just make your tag to fit. Goes in like this. So we've got our front. It's going to go like this. It's going to do the 4 sides for that one. It's going to be a pocket. It's going to be the 4 sides for that one, and the last one's going to be a pocket. Okay, so now I'll show you how to do the stamp binding. We now have the album with all the holes lined up together, and what you're going to need is 4 lengths of, I've got embroidery floss here, but you can use whatever binding type you like. The length of it should be something like 5 times the length of your album, and I can't even see whether I'm in shot because the way the sun is today. It's like really difficult for me to see. Okay. So you've got your holes lined up, and what you're going to do is the second hole down, you're going to put your thread through and leave a tail. So you're putting the thread through and leaving a tail. So that, I think that will be enough. From the back, you come into the front. So we went front to back, then from the back into the front, and we're going to go round the top. Round the top and into the first hole, like so. Making sure you've got all your threads together. So we've come round the top and back into the first hole. We've gone round from the front to the back, and now we're back at the front, and we're going to make a loop over here back into the first hole like this. So we're going to make the loop over, and we're coming through to the front again. So we've gone. So what we've done is our first through was the first hole to the back, from the front to the back. Then we've come up here and we've gone from back to front. Then we went over the top from the back to the front, and then we've gone round. So now we're here. We are here. And this time we're going to go into the second hole front to back. Okay, do you want me to do that again? I'll do it again. Okay, so we're just going to do it again, all over again. So we're going to take the thread and we're going to pop it into the second hole down. 1, 2. Going to pull it through from front to back and leave a length at the front. So we're now going to go from the back into the first hole like that, so from back to front. We're going to loop over the top and we're going to go back in through the first hole. Back in through the first hole. So we went round the top, back in through the first hole. Now we're going to come over the hinge like this. So we're going to go from front through to the back and then out the front again. So we're going to loop this thread over the hinge like that. And then here we're going to take this one down to the second hole and from front to back. Then we're going to loop this over like that. So we'll be going front to back because we've just looped it over. Keep your thumb on that tail because you don't want it to go through as well. So there you go. That's what we've got so far. We've got that. Now we're going to go down to this third hole. So from the back to front into the third hole. Back to front into the third hole. From the third hole we're going into the fourth hole, front to back. We're now at the back. We're going to loop over the bottom like this, and we're going to go back into the fourth hole like this, and we're going to come over the hinge like that, go back from front to back. Pull tight. Then we're going to go into the third hole from the back to the front like this. And then you're left with enough to play with. Tie your knot or your bow. Hang some danglies.